Welcome, dear friends, to a moment of stillness and reflection. In our fast-paced world, we are often told to push through pain, silence the whispers of our bodies and minds, and look for quick fixes. We reach for the medicine cabinet, distract ourselves endlessly, and cling to anything that numbs what aches within us. But what if pain isn't an enemy to be defeated, but a messenger with a vital lesson? What if each discomfort we feel is a doorway to deeper wisdom? A teaching from the Buddha speaks directly to this truth. It is a universal lesson about the nature of suffering. Here it is told through the story of Lobsang, a warrior chief of the ancient Yarlung kingdom, who lived in the Setang Valley. It was during these peaceful times, while Lobsang was in his village, that this truth revealed itself to him. Once, when Lobsang was out in the steppe for hunting, he was struck by a poisoned arrow. It came from the shadows, sudden and unseen. No one saw who loosed it, nor from where it had flown. The evening air in the Setang Valley was already heavy with silence. And in that silence, the arrow pierced him deep in the abdomen. The pain was sharp, searing, and he staggered, clutching the shaft as his breath grew ragged. Bent with agony, Lobsang started the slow walk back to his stone home. Each step was heavy, his boots dragging against the rocky earth. Drops of blood fell behind him, marking his slow passage through the dim twilight. In the distance, faint golden light flickered from the butter lamps within his home, calling him forward like a beacon. At last he reached the doorway, his hand pressed against the wooden frame as he pushed it open, stumbling inside. The warmth of the butter lamp spilled across his face, but on the floor behind him, dark drops of blood trailed from his foot and pooled just inside the threshold. At once, his loved ones rushed to him, their faces struck with alarm. Crying out, they hurried to fetch a surgeon to save him. But Lobsang, grim yet dignified despite the wound, lifted his hand to stop them and said,
"Wait! Before you touch the arrow, I need to know who shot it, what kind of wood the bow was made from, and what type of feathers tipped it."
The Buddha explained that while Lobsang wasted precious time with such questions, the poison would spread, and he would die. The only thing that truly mattered was to remove the arrow and heal the wound. In many ways, we are just like Lobsang. When we suffer, whether through physical pain, heartbreak, or the weight of stress, we become trapped in endless questions. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? Why now? We blame, we analyze, we obsess, and while we linger in confusion, the poison seeps deeper. The Buddha's teaching here is simple yet profound. It is not necessary to know every detail of why we suffer. What matters is how we respond. The first step is to remove the arrow. Our modern poisoned arrows take many forms: anxiety, exhaustion, loneliness, regret. Instead of meeting them with care, we often resist them or run from them. Yet Buddhism offers another way, the middle path, not suppressing pain, not indulging in it, but turning toward it with mindful awareness and compassion. This approach allows suffering itself to become a teacher. One practice that embodies this wisdom is Tonglen, or taking and sending, from the Tibetan tradition. The next time you feel a wave of pain, a headache, a tight chest, or a knot of worry, pause. Don't rush to escape. Sit still for a moment. Take a deep, slow breath in. Imagine you are breathing in the discomfort. You are not inviting more pain. You are simply acknowledging what is already there. With each out-breath, imagine sending peace, light, and healing, not only to your body, but also to every person in the world who may be feeling the same pain. In this way, Your suffering connects you to the vast web of life, reminding you that you are not alone. By embracing your pain with kindness, you bring relief not only to yourself, but also to countless others. As you continue breathing in this way, you may wish to visualize a place of peace. Perhaps it is a quiet forest, a calm beach, or the snow-capped Himalayas, where the wind whispers across vast plains. Hear the streams flowing, see the yaks grazing, notice the flowers swaying in the breeze. Nature itself teaches us impermanence. Flowers bloom and fade, rivers swell and dry, clouds form and dissolve. So too will your pain rise and fall. No storm lasts forever. In that quiet stillness, ask yourself gently, what part of my life needs more care? What do I need to let go of? What is asking to be healed? The answers may not come in words, but in a gentle inner knowing. Perhaps a reminder to rest earlier, to release resentment, or simply to treat yourself with more kindness. Healing, the Buddha reminds us, isn't about instantly removing all pain. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single mindful step. Each time you breathe with awareness, each time you soften into compassion, you are already removing the arrow. As the great master Shantideva said, if the problem can be solved, why worry? If it cannot, what use is there in worrying? Your suffering is not a sign of weakness. It is a call to awaken. By meeting it with compassion and wisdom, you transform it into strength. So let Lobsang's story remind us all, the poisoned arrow is not only his, but ours. His hesitation, his questions, his suffering, these live in us too. And just as Lobsang learned, healing begins the moment we turn toward pain with wisdom and compassion. Trust in the wisdom within you. Trust in your inner strength, born of impermanence and compassion. You are not broken, and you don't need to be fixed from the outside. You only need to listen deeply to the truth already within. And as you heal yourself, may your healing ripple outward, touching the lives of all beings everywhere. The arrow is not your end, it is your teacher. Thank you for walking with us. If it touched something within you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you ever wish to return, you're warmly welcome to subscribe. We'll be here, quietly waiting.